Right.
Yes.
आप अभी पॉज कर सकते हैं जब क्लास स्टार्ट करेंगे.
Good morning, everyone present here. So, a very important topic we are going to start today is about the event management. See, a lot of things in the change scenario are to be arranged in a very, very systematic manner. And like any other event, training activity is also an event where we have to arrange it, whether the trainer is to arrange this activity in the company or in a hotel or in its own training academy, wherever it is, but it is the shape which is to be taken as the event. See, the basic thing is that we have to plan meticulously about the training event. We have to understand how we have to design our training program. We have to prioritize, we have to plan, and we have to prepare a checklist what to do and what not to do. And there we find that there are many obstacles which we have to perceive. And during the course of perception, you have to understand there may be some bottlenecks which we have to anticipate well in advance. See the type of participants who may create obstacles, some disturbance creators also there, some ecosystem of the location, say the timing, the climate, the contents, the appliances or the gadgets which are needed for the training program, all things must be synchronized with reference to this activity. Event management has got two components. One component talks about the theoretical framework as what ultimately the event is. Here we'll be talking about in the first session of event management about the theoretical frame, what ultimately event is and how and what mechanism should be adopted to design the event. And for that, again, we find that in the change scenario, every activity, whether it is a social activity or corporate activity, is to take a shape with reference to the event. And many times we also outsource. Say, for instance, if the marriage function is going to take place in our family, we hire the services of the event managers. Same is the case with reference to the training activity, as how the event is to be managed systematically, and that event will be talking about a lot of things, because the most difficult task is arrangement of the event. And when it comes to the event of training, it becomes more ticklish because the human resources are involved, the academic inputs are to be given, and with reference to the paraphernalia, with reference to the gadgets, we have to talk a lot of things. So in two parts, we will be discussing the event management curriculum of the syllabus. First part, we will be talking about the general event management. And in the second part, at the 4 o'clock, the same class will be continuing, where we'll be talking about as how the event management is to be introduced in the training activity. And the training activity is to take shape of the training so that an impact, an aura can be created with reference to the training, because training activity is not the one-go activity. And repeatedly, we will have to arrange these activities, whether at personal level or at the corporate level, but that is to be taken care of well in advance. So today, we can start sharing certain things with reference to the event management and its different types of theories, which we'll be talking about. I think the screen has been shared with you. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, right. So today we will be talking about the theoretical framework and how does it talk about. So let's talk about the event management in the theoretical framework. We find event management activity is relatively new academic subject, when even in the course of the technology or the management related programs, there was nothing like event. Even we can witness in our social setting that marriages like social activities had been arranged at the family level by clubbing the resources. But today we are outsourcing the activities like marriage, activities like festivals, activities like exhibition through the event managers. So event management is academically a new area which is to be talked about, it started in the year 2000 or so, because we can see that there is need of a specialized branch of knowledge to manage the event. And since it is ever changing, we can simply say right from filmmaking to the marriage, different dimensions are there which are to be taken care of. Event means people coming together to meet the objectives. There can be separate objectives of each event, and these objectives are to be met with reference to the assemblance of certain people and the resources. In fact, event management is the application of the management practice of project management for creation and development of festivals and events. So a long process of activities to take place like a project. Event management involves studying and intricacies of the brand, identifying the target audience, devising the event concept, planning the logistics, coordinating the technical aspects before actually executing the modalities of the proposed event. Right, with reference to the training activity, we can finally design well in advance, well in anticipation, who is going to be your audience, how that activity is to be implemented. See, thought process at one point can be designed in the mind of a thought leader or the trainer. But when we really come to the implementation part, we need a help from various kinds of specialist people, like for arranging the sitting arrangement, for arranging the food, for making the study material, for getting the gadgets, appliances, so that we can use it, like LCD projector, blackboard, whiteboard, pen, writing pads. A lot of things are there which are to be assembled at the place at the time of the event. And well in advance, we have to make a plan of the logistics, as where the trainees are staying and how the trainees are to be, boarded in bus or aeroplane, or they have to take the shape of the training at a different location. So where we have to make them available, we have to coordinate with reference to technicalities of the program. So that way it has got many intricacies. It is not only the human resources, but the physical resources are also need to be developed. Again, we find that recently, with the growth of festivals and events, it has come up as the industry. See, the country like India is full of festivities. We are the country of the festivals. Every day out of 365 days, various activities are, arranged and involved. And we need a specific aura to be created for that purpose. We need the event to take place. Events and festivals such as national games have a large impact on their communities and in some cases the whole country. Say IPL is going to be arranged. This activity not possible for the cricketers themselves, not possible for the cricket board, but they will be outsourcing with reference to the cleaning, with reference to the facilities, with reference to logistics, with reference to the ticketing, with reference to the sitting arrangement, and so on and so forth. So a lot of things are there in the festivals. So for that purpose, it is making an impact. Say IPL, if it is haphazardly managed, definitely it will be losing its own brand. So that way we will have to take care of the entire event activities so that the impact can be visualized and it can affect the brand as positive aspect of the brand. The industry now includes events of all sizes, from the Olympics down to the breakfast meeting of 10 business people. It happens when there is a small gathering of some experts, say companies like E&Y, McKinsey, BCG, if they come for presentations, then a small group of the people will be interacting with them. Right from that size to the Olympic mammoth activity, we need the event managers to take a leading role. Every industry, charity, society, and group will hold events of some type, size, in order of market themselves, build business relationships, raise money to celebrate. Even for fundraising activity, for crowdfunding, we need to have the services of the of the event managers. So that way we find that event itself is a big sort of thing, and we have to take care of all these things. Okay, I'll put it. Now, theoretically, we define event as the process of creatively applying necessary professional skills in organizing a focused event for a target audience to achieve desired objectives. What does it mean? It simply means that we have to apply the professional skills to give the impact on the particular focused activity. And the focused activity means we have to target a particular level of audience so that the desired objectives can be attained. We can cite the example of the training activity. Our objectives are to translate the learning inputs in the mind of the learners. And in that process, if the ambience is created, the logistics are arranged, the contents are given, the trainer himself or herself in the presentable mode, and some nuisance mongers if there are as the participants, then we should know as how to tackle these objections raised by the participants. Many times you find, we'll be discussing later, that there are people who create unnecessarily the disturbances. How? They say the tragedy with the training activity is that it is obvious. So what is there new in the training activity, because they have already been exposed. Already trained people may create problem that there is nothing new. Suppose some people are new and they will be saying it is new to us, so it is Greek for us. So they may create a different type of problem. Then there are certain people who may be drawing the attention of the trainer and the creating nuisance because of different reasons. Psychological barriers are there that simply drag the interest. So that way, the focus will be diverted from the audience to the different. And many times you find that it is difficult to complete the concerned topic when it comes to that level.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to disturb.
Yeah, not at all.
I think the slides are not in presentation mode.
Okay. Just let me pause it. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll check it.
Sir, in the bottom right side, you'll get a symbol.
Yeah. Which is the sign? Which is the sign? Is it?
Sir, on the top, there's a slideshow option.
Okay. Just a minute.
Slideshow.
Or you can simply click on F5, I guess. F5
Oh,
will.
right. Control F5.
No,
Or simply F5. Control 5. No, it doesn't work.
Beside animation,
After
there you
animation,
can
there is slideshow.
there you can see like
Sir, you just click on that slideshow.
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
right side.
and
Okay,
then
is it
after
okay now?
from
From
the current
beginning.
slide.
From the current slide. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. So that way we find that basic characteristics of the events. Actually, we have to concentrate upon one aspect, that we'll be talking the theoretical framework of the events. It has got its immense use while designing the event for our training activity. So how do we characterize the events? It is the creative process. People feel that, hiring tent house and hiring chairs and the community and the hall will be sufficient for any event. No, it is basically the creative process that we have to manifest our creative aspects of how the things can be lucrative, made lucrative to the audience, and that is for accomplishing the purpose. So that is the basic thing we have to take care of. Let it be objective oriented, means that our basic objective is for certain things. These certain things means that the event for which it has been designed must be in position to achieve these objectives. The training activity basically is the transmission of the learning to the audience, that is to learner. So let the attendees learn it. So instead of simply going for augmenting the aura, we have to go for the learning content. Say for example, if it is the festival or the event like marriage has got a different objective than the training activity. So with reference to the particular training activity, particular event, we have to set our objective in mind, that let the objective be accomplished through the particular event. There are various types of events we will be discussing later on, like festivals, like the celebrations, like the small gathering, small meeting of the governing board people, like a large gathering, like the shareholders meeting. So a lot of things are there which we will be discussing later on. It is basically the teamwork, as there is assemblance of the experts of various activities and the synchronization takes place in the team. It is the promotion of an idea. If we have to arrange that event, that basically we are promoting an idea with reference to the particular event. Then planning and control, these two important functions of management. See, management starts with P and ends with control. As we talk about the post-core, we can find that it starts with planning well in advance, and ultimately controlling means as to what extent we could achieve the success of arranging that particular event, right from organizing, staffing, coordinating, directing, and controlling. So we have to talk a lot of things. Planning and control, these two important aspects are there which we reckon with. And professionalism means that there is high degree of professionalism, not in terms of the contents, say in terms of the training activity, but it should look like a professional thing. Say if we are going for a training in the college for soft skill training, then there may be a different type of classroom setting, but the same training if we is to be arranged for the board members, definitely a different professionalism will be needed. So in terms of the cost of the event, we can think, but the professionalism must be reflected in the activity. Then how can we create the event? The event can be created with reference to answering 5 W's. These W's are the questions which are to be replied by the managers. The basis of any event is why, who, where, when, and what. As we have to define why the particular event is taking place. That is, there must be definite objectives of the event. Then question is that for whom, who are the people, the key market stakeholders. In case of the training activity, there may be n number of event stakeholders. The corporate itself is a stakeholder, HR professionals who are indulging you into the training activity, and the audience who are to be trained, that is the trainees who are to be trained. They have got certain objectives in the mind. So we have to see who are the people to be trained. Then we have to see what is the location or the venue of the training activity. We have to identify, and when you identify the location, it has got a meaning. Say if it is the time, if it is the outbound training, definitely we'll be going for out of the corporate entity, out of the city, in the forest, or say for example at the beach or whatever it may be. So definitely the locational advantage will be having its own. But suppose it is need of the hour and we have to impart the training immediately, then definitely in-house training can be arranged. So depending on the requirement, depending on the objectives of the event and the audience, we will have to identify the location. When timings and durations, say for example, if it is summer, then we have to create a balance between entertainment, luxury, leisure, and the seriousness of the business. And for that matter, the training activity, if it is focused upon, we have to arrange where the timings are soothing. Say in the month of February, March, it is cool, it is not that hot, we can arrange. But if suppose the training activity is taking place in Rajasthan in the month of May and June, where temperature is touching 50 degrees, so you may be in the AC room, but that may create problem for many people who are simply moving out. So timings are equally important. And say for example, duration means, if suppose who are the people who are to be trained, and with the duration, say many times you find that the training activity may take place from 4 hours to the tune of 6 months regularly. On the job, off the job training, you are acquainted with the kind of trainings which we talk about. So but things are there that is to be kept in mind. What means, what type of training, what type of event, what type of form, what is the scale of the program, what is the key program, and what is the creative inputs which are to be added with the event and the theme. So we have to talk all these things. So we have to reply with reference to 4 W's: why, who, where, when, and what. Then we are in position to understand as how the things can move in the event. There are basic principles of event management. Whether it is training or marriage or any big gathering or launching of the product or a share market meeting, whatever it is, there may be a clarity of the purpose for which the event is to take place. Same we can talk about the focus. Means that there must be a focus. There must be a focus of the entire event. If suppose we are talking about say environmental issues, and here majority of the trainees are interested in entertainment or passing the time, so the serious business cannot take place. So we have to design where the focus can be considered upon for the purpose for which it has been designed. There are certain principles of communication. As we talk about ADA model, awareness, interest, desire, and action. So let the basic principle of communication be applied in the event management, meaning thereby that we have to communicate to the people in the spirit and the word as we are interested in. Then principles of connectivity also talk very high of connecting with the people. We have got the idea, and that idea is to be connected to the audience. Then facilitation. See, any event is not simply felicitating the people, through the facilities, but we have to facilitate the people in terms of the purpose of the event. In case of training, the basic purpose is to learn, and for that purpose, the training activity must be arranged in such a manner to facilitate the learners to learn. If it is for entertainment, then definitely let there be less seriousness of the event, and let's facilitate the entertainment of the people. Then principles of promotion. See, it is not the purpose of arranging the event for the sake of event, but we have to promote the idea. Basically, the idea, the content, the intellectual inputs which are to be imparted is to be promoted through the event. Confidence. Principles of confidence means let the people confide in the credibility of the trainer in case of training event. Let the people have confidence in the arranger or the planner of the event. And if the concerned person is shaky, then the entire event may go to the docs. Then principles of people management. As we talk in case of the marketing of services, and particularly training as the service marketing we talk about, it is entire things which talk about the people management. We should be concerned for the people. Basically, the human resources are to be synchronized in such a manner that they all are engaged in facilitating people. It is the people management which matters a lot in case of any event. I can cite the example. शादी में मालूम पड़ा कि बैंड वाले ढंग से ड्रेसअप नहीं हैं या पूरे लोग नहीं हैं, that they may create problem. If the band people started quarreling, so it will be a bogus band, orchestra band. So let the people work as the team member, and the bogus band master should be avoided from the orchestra. Same thing happens with reference to event. The bogus people, the disgruntled people must be kept away from the particular event. Then there is principle of documentation. Everything, see, it is very beautiful concept that whatever we have been doing, let us go for documentation. Either there should be film recording of the activity taking place, or there must be a writing or write-up on the particular event, because it will be giving us two benefits. One benefit is of knowing as what we have been doing and improving if there is any mistake being committed. The second aspect is the record keeping, which will be helping us to improvise further. Third thing, we can also add that we need to give the report to the client, and the documentation will be helping us that we have done this particular event through these contents. So that will be helping us. Then we have to talk about the evaluation. With reference to the documentation, we can evaluate as are we in position to achieve the objectives as we decided in the beginning. So we have to talk as what did we plan and what ultimately we got at the end of the day. So that way there will be comparison of what we thought and what we realized. So that evaluation principles will also be applicable. When you talk about the principles of evaluation, we simply very lucidly with reference to setting the objectives, and what had been our objectives? What had been our objectives? What are the efforts and how it has been implemented? And ultimately, how did we make the corrections if needed? So that is the process of evaluation with reference to set standards. To what extent we could achieve it. If some deviations are there, then deviations can be acknowledged and can be corrected. Customer convenience. Customer means the client for which the training activity is taking place, for which the event is to be organized. So that customer convenience must be taken with, and the convenience of the customer. Many times you find some of you are very senior persons in this group. We may find that the customers, that the trainees feel to change the sitting arrangement. Whatever we have thought, say like cabaret sitting arrangement we had, people said, no, sir, we will be going for the sitting arrangement. We will be going for the whole arrangement, so that people can directly meet face to face with the trainer. So instead of cabaret, so it depends on the convenience of the client or the trainees to make the sitting arrangement. So the customer's convenience must be taken care of on the priority. Principles of acknowledgement. Yes. Whosoever may be the parties must be acknowledged with. By a sense of gratitude express करने में क्या जाता है हमारा? We simply expressing our thanks and कृतज्ञता, greatness हम लोग express करेंगे. So that will be helping on twin benefits. Number one, the people who are indulged into the event will be highly motivated. Number two, the concerned persons will feel that they are courteous people who have acknowledged the contribution by the respective people. Surprisingly, I can share one data with you. When as consultant, I was working with Bosch India Foundation, and there was a study conducted by Bosch as what is the difference between developed nations and the developing nations. We surprisingly got there are 10 points which are missing in the developing nations to make it a developed one. Otherwise, resources wise, we are more resourceful than in the country like Japan. As far as human resource is concerned, we are more capable than any of the country like America. Had it been there, our CEOs of Indian origin would have not been working there. But the question is, then still, if it is we are good in human resources, we are good in natural resources, we are good in say intelligence, we are good in diligence, we are good in IT, we are good in our organizing capacity, we are good in individual performance. Then where is the problem that after 75 years of our independence, we could not be developed one? The only and only reason was that we are not having gratitude. The gratitude is totally missing. We should acknowledge our sense of gratitude to the concerned person with whom we have been benefited. And the people who express their gratitude are the great people, and they reach in the ladder of the promotions. They reach to the plateau of the ultimate destination. Then when they talk about gratitude, it has got many implications, which can be termed as the 10 commandments of the things which are missing for the development. Law-abiding character. We do not have any gratitude for the government, and we do not follow the rules. A sense of gratitude means that you have to abide by the rules. Traffic par hum log khade hain. If there is no police constable and there is only red signal, we will just jump the red signal and we will cross because nobody is looking at us. I am talking about the towns and small cities. I am not talking about Delhi and Mumbai. Even there, we can find at night at 12 o'clock, when nobody is looking at us, we simply pass because nobody is looking and the crowd is not there. So we have got the less temperament for abiding by the rules. Again, sympathy. We do not have the sympathy and empathy. We do not feel the pinch of the concerned person. So these are the things which propel us to express our sense of gratitude. The society cannot be managed without support, without collaboration of the fellow colleagues, of the peer groups. If we get the support, what is harm in acknowledging all sort of things? Then principles of commitment. If we have to come at 10 o'clock, then definitely 10 o'clock means it is a commitment to start the activities at 10 o'clock. And same thing happens. There are 2-3 aspects. One is commitment, another is involvement. Our commitment for the organization or for the activity, number one. Number two, our involvement. Unless we psychologically identify with the job concerned, our performance will be less. So we have to involve psychologically with reference to the event. And all these two things, commitment and the involvement, will be yielding loyalty to the organization and to the work. So in this also happens in case of event management, that let there be commitment of the concerned people who are coming forward to arrange the meeting, arrange the event. Technology integration. Yes, it is a time of technology, and there we find that technology is to be imbibed. Computing is the best example where we could integrate with reference to fastening our activity. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, these are the new variants of the technology. So we have to adapt as and when that it is coming forward. Gone are the days when PPTs are to be prepared. It is, chat. It is through the artificial intelligence that we can go for preparing the contents. We can go for developing the PPTs. So that will be helping, but with certain limitations, we have to be very aware. So technology integration must be there in any event. अब आजकल क्या हो रहा है कि जो स्टेज बनता है शादी में या किसी इवेंट में या कोई ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में, then technology integration must be there. LCD projector, reflections, mic, speakers, the ambience, the sitting arrangement, all these need to be developed with reference to the latest technology available with us. Continuous learning. Event is not the static. We have to learn as how the things can be further modified. When we were the students in the beginning of some 40 years back, the learning had to take place differently. Now it is the era of learning. After every 2-3 years, the technology becomes obsolete, the learning inputs become obsolete. When we were there in our student life, these were not the things which we learned, but we had to upgrade ourselves, update ourselves, and continuously we have to engage ourselves in the learning. Same thing happens with reference to the event, as how the latest things can be imbibed in terms of the event, optimum utilization of the resources. See, it is not the maximum utilization, it is the optimum utilization of the resources, means that appropriately all the resources must be clubbed together for the using and maximum care of the resources, whether it is human resource or the otherwise. We have to be very, very careful. There are various types of events when we talk about mega event, like Olympics, like a big gathering. In election, we could see that mega events taking place where lakhs of people have been arranged together, and now even the political parties have taken the help of the events. Major event means, say, event like marriage, where some 500 to say 2,000 people will be there. So for that purpose, we have to arrange the logistics accordingly. Minor event means that where a small gathering is there, 34 participants are there, and that this event can be arranged in the sitting hall. And the hallmark event means a unique event which is to take place, and that is the unique. Say, for example, a board meeting is to take place after every 3 months. Then the company will have to make it in such a manner that people can understand, and the efficacy and the effectiveness of the meeting can be there. So it is in view of the size of the events, where the right from limited members, from 4 or 5 persons, to the mega event like millions of people who can be gathered together. Subsequently, we can also talk about the various types of events, as the major focus of our discussion should be on the training event, but we can still, for our developing our understanding, we can say that various types of events are there, like sporting activities there, entertainment, art and culture, meeting, exhibitions and conventions, like World Trade Fair, like IFTDO being arranged by the ISTD in Hotel Lila in Delhi, and IFTDO recently is being arranged in Cairo, Egypt. So these are the exhibitions, conventions for the international level, where a different quality is to be reflected. Festivals like Holi festival, like festival of the elders, festival of the literacy, festival of the HIV/AIDS, or festival for educating for population. So these are things. Fundraising is another event where it is to be arranged. If fundraising is there, definitely the celebrity will be invited there. Instead of simply giving the objectives of the fundraising, if you invite the big person like Amitabh Bachchan, then definitely it will be creating a different aura. Marketing and promotion. See, it is the time of social media, so we have to arrange our marketing efforts. We have to go for arranging the activities in such a manner that the things can be promoted and people may be attracted to the particular destination of the event. In case of training activity, if suppose any training agency, any training company, or any department or the unit, if thinking for arranging the training, definitely the mass message must be sent to the clients. Thousands of people are there working in the manufacturing system. So how can we reach there? So directly sending messages to that units, the units will be percolating down to the concerned people. Or we can use the website of the company. So it will be promoting the idea of arranging the particular event. Family affairs like marriages, birthday celebrations, death anniversaries, or some sort of bhajan sandhya, some sort of Sundarkand, Ram Janma. All these are the events which are associated with our family affairs. Corporate events like launching of a new brand, or arranging the shareholders meeting. So that way we find various types of meetings are there, and we have to take care of all these things in view of the types of events and the size of the events. We have to take care of the nitty-gritty of the training of the event activities. Coming to the specific corporate events, it has got different setup than remaining activities of the event. The events are management functions, specific, like celebrating the foundation day, like celebrating the launch of the product. Corporate communications, if suppose the people is to be aware, so the corporate communication is to be spread through the media, and the corporate communications through corporate communication we can arrange the event. Training and conference events, in-house training activities may take place. As I said, we have to either circulate to the units or to the website of the company. Marketing events of the company, like launching of a product. Employee relations event, like trade unions meet, the company can arrange, and for that purpose the corporate entity can help in arranging the particular event. Customer relationship, mela of customers, get together of customers, get together of the specific group of people, say outbound training of the customers, outbound training for the dealers. So that way we can find this event. Cause related events, so for example, we find that the people are finding it difficult to work in a team, and particularly for the Indian mindset, we can simply say that we as individuals are good in performance, but as a team we may be miserable, and that is the reason that the productivity is going down. So we have to focus upon the team event. It is the corporate requirement. Fundraising events, yes. Say CSR is the event, corporate social responsibility is the event, where 2% of the net profit is to be spent on the CSR activities. But that may not be sufficient. So we may invite the employees, we may invite the dealers, we may invite the society to go for developing this particular event. Say, for example, the plantation day can be celebrated. We can arrange the meeting and let the people come forward, use the plantation day for their colonies, or the fund, if needed, may be raised by the corporate entity. Exhibitions and trade fairs event, like in festivals, many corporates arrange the events, they fund the money, and the events are taking place, and it is the exhibition for the purpose of marketing their products. Entertainment and festive events, yes, many times the companies go for providing the entertainment activities. Certain festivals are there, like Dashara. Since I belong to Kota is famous for Dasara festival. Like Mysuru is famous for Dasara festival. So these festivals are being arranged through the companies, and the corporates will be arranging the events. The press conference events, again, wonderful event. If you really want to give something new for awareness of the public, then press conference event is to be arranged for that purpose. We have to invite the people from media. We have to give some sort of, gifts or some snacks and something like that. And giving our idea to popularize and giving certain contents. So these are the things which are necessarily to be added in the corporate events. Incentive travel. How? As I said, dealers are to be sent on the international travel. Say people are sent to, say, Sri Lanka or Dubai for, say, shopping. So it is the incentive plan that people will be taken to Dubai for the sightseeing. Opening ceremonies, opening a new factory, opening a new shop, opening a new dealer, opening or launching of a product launch event, launching a new brand of a car. Then theme parties, like on the specific theme of, say when we go for Goa beach, then definitely it is the beach theme based party. Definitely the beach will be needed, and for that purpose, the people will be asked to come in the particular costume and attire so that the theme can be, ventilated further. It may be VIP meet. So if any VIP like Prime Minister or President or the CEO of the company or the President of the company or owner or the promoters of the company, they come together, then a particular event may be arranged. It happens many times in the corporates when the big shot of a company visits the factory, then the routine process of activities may take place, but it is a altogether festivity to be found in that meeting. Statutory or other types of meetings like the shareholders meeting, like the CSR committee meeting, award or annual functions, where the people are felicitated, executive retreats. Many times at the time of retirement or any time of joining of the senior executives, we can see such type of things. Business dinners. Yes, these are the ritualistic activities which is to take place, and networking events where the concerned people who are to be involved in meeting can be invited for the event. And all these events has got its own nitty-gritty and the implications for the purpose. We have to be very, very careful as what type of meeting is there, what is the size of the event is there, and how the things can be managed. Depending on all these things, we have to design the event in terms of volume and magnitude. When you talk about meetings, it was the last point. We have to give new information of the product or the company. We can arrange the meeting. Bring together people outside the office setting, because routine we can be working, but if you go out of the office, then it will be different aura. Exchange of ideas, find solutions to existing problems, launch a new product, and provide training. These are for dissemination of the information through the meetings. The basic objectives of the corporate events are to appreciate the client, employees, and the suppliers. It is the felicitate them for their contribution. We know, but many times these events may help to satisfy their egos. Then hand out awards. Award ceremony may be arranged for say performers for the outstanding achievements. Then bring together suppliers and staff. Generally, we find that it is difficult to connect to the staff and the suppliers, the vendors. Then this is the way we can ask the staff to be friendly with the suppliers, so that supplier can also understand that they are the people who have been using their supplies for manufacturing the final product. Launching the product, yes. Support of fundraising, raise public awareness. As I said, Plantation Day is celebrated, Population Day is celebrated, say AIDS Day is celebrated, blood donation camp is arranged for creating awareness, celebrate milestones like anniversaries, million customer, etc., etc. Objectives of fundraising events: raising funds for the research. It may not be possible to company, say for example, COVID-19 was there and it was difficult for arranging the R&D activity. So, but the events were arranged in such a manner that fund could be raised in collaboration. Suppose pharmaceutical companies were indulged into, event is arranged and the money is being raised, and we could see the results. Within a couple of months, we could identify, we could explore, we could invent the vaccination for the illness known as COVID-19. Get media attention. Many times you find it difficult to get the attention because media people are more attracted towards the political gimmicks. Something happened disastrously. So media is attracted towards that. So just to draw the attention, we can arrange our own event. People can be attracted to that. Raise public awareness, attract new sponsors. Solicit supporters and donations. Increase number of volunteers. Means the people may be asked to volunteer themselves. People come forward. Developing mailing list for future events and sponsorship for donation requests. These are the basic purposes of the fundraising events, which can be arranged by the company or by the society, by the NGO, or by the non-government organizations. So depend on the type of activities which is taking place. Conference has got different objectives. Bring people together to exchange information and ideas. Academic conferences and seminars are being arranged, and they are just to exchange the information, ideas, and who has been doing in their own research domain, so that people can also be aware. The conference can be arranged for launching a new product to recognize the sales. Sales conference is basically to recognize the contribution made by the sales force. Objective of the incentive events, as I narrated, create one of a kind events to recognize increase in sales. As I said, the dealers are taken outside. Say, for example, people taken to Thailand, people are taken to, say, Europe trip, and people taken to the Dubai for shopping, festival. So just a different kind of event, which is to increase the sales. The ultimate aim is to increase the sales. Bring the top sales force together to discuss future strategy. Get the top sales force and senior management together to outside the work environment. Because when senior persons will be sitting together with the sales force, they can get the first information from the field and enlist the support of the family and the support. Yes, it is the get together of the family members. So visiting outside the country, Dubai, come join with the family and let the family be happy that their spouses have been doing wonders for the company. They are doing wonders for the family as well. There are certain special events. So the special events can be with reference to the media attention, public awareness, launching new product, presenting awards, and paying tributes to express a sense of gratitude. Event style. How can we simply design? What can be the modus operandi, or what type of aura is to be created depends on various types of things. So, for example, traditional. Say in Rajasthan, traditional craft is quite popular. So whenever the festival will be arranged, the traditional look will be given. Jaisalmer fair, Pushkar fair. Same thing happens when we go for Karnataka. Dasara fest is being arranged in Mysuru. Say Kuchipudi dance in a particular region. For example, Goa festival. So entire Portuguese culture is reflected. So depend on the typical type of traditions which are to be adhered to. Then modern means modern type of activities may take place. Cultural event, like as I said, a dance performance of Bharatnatyam or Rajasthani dance or Haryana dance or say any particular local folk dance can be one of the events. Then casual elegance. Simply we have to make it the things elevated. Elegance can be created for fun. Outdoor. If you suppose the training activities for outbound, we can go for outdoor activity. Seasonal, like only in the seasons, like Gangor festival of Rajasthan is quite famous. So Jaipur will be using the particular season of Gangor only. So in the month of Chaitra, the Gangor festival will be there. And say in Assam, a different type of festival in the month of Chaitra will be celebrated there. But when we use this Assamese celebration in Rajasthan, it will be contradictory. So seasonal will be the event. Beach has got different connotations. The style will be altogether different. Classical, country, that is the rustic. गांव के हिसाब से कैसे करना है. Formal elegance, romantic, intimate, themed, holiday, sport. So for example, if it is the Cannes Film Festival, definitely it is going to create the romantic scenario where the films are to be, reflected. And suppose it is the beach party, then definitely people won't mind to develop the intimacy with the partners. So that depends as where we want to go. So it depending on the nature of the event, we can create the style. Steps in event management. He said this theoretical aspect will be helping us to design our training event. We have to set our objectives and ultimately what do we want from the particular event. And for that purpose, we have to do the market research. what type of audience will be there, what do they want, what does the clientele want from us. Then we have to go for analyzing the event requirements. Event requirements means the logistics, the paraphernalia, the tent house arrangement, the sitting arrangement. These are the requirements which we have to perceive well in advance. Setting our budget. There are budgetary constraints we have to understand with reference to budget. Budget is to be made well in advance. Blocking a suitable location. Blocking a suitable location means that we have to book the particular location where we want to be, whether it is a hotel or the particular location or a particular place, because accordingly we will have to make the arrangement of the logistic. Healthy and safety obligations. So, for example, if there is a viral fever in the country, we cannot arrange that type of event because of the health and safety reasons. So we have to take care of these small things with reference to health and safety of the client. Venue management. Venue management is important because the elegance is to be created with reference to the venue. Means the sitting arrangement, the dais, the podium, the overhead projector, the LCD, the speakers, all these things must be taken care of. The electricity, air conditioning, the ventilation, the light, these small things matter a lot. Facility management means how the logistic arrangement is to be made, how the hotel arrangements have been made, how the food and beverages have been served, are to be taken, to be reckoned with well in advance. Identifying and securing speakers. Who will be the master of ceremony? Who will be the main trainer? And how many persons will be there to support the principal trainer? Planning for layout. See, the sitting arrangement needs a different type of arrangement with reference to the audience. Say if it is the political, get together, most of the people will be standing, but it is a VIP movement, selected people will be entertained, then we have to make the sitting arrangement. If it is the cabaret type of style, then the sitting arrangement will be altogether different. So we'll be talking in the sitting arrangement of the training event. So, but we have to take care of all these steps. Soliciting sponsorships. If suppose your resources are limited, then we can get the sponsorship. If you say, for example, majority of you must be engaged into the soft skill training in the colleges, then you can, soft skill training means the venue can be hired, venue can be sponsored by the concerned college. The electricity can be provided by the sponsoring college. Your contents can be given by you. You may have your own laptop, but the overhead projector, LCD projector may be given by the concerned college. So depend as who is sponsoring what. Suppose if it is arranged in a government setup, you can ask the municipal corporation to sponsor the chairs, sponsor the tea, or you can ask the big companies to sponsor lunch or the dinner. So sponsorship is equally important for such thing. Preparing the participants' kit. See, in the events like training, the kit is to be provided. So we have to prepare the kit well in advance. What are to be kept there in the kit? Generally, we find that the kit may have the bag only and the contents may be totally missing. And it is, or if it is given, it is in a very bad shape. So we have to be very careful because it is the kit which is memorable for the participants. Designing and printing task. If you give simply without any mark, then it will be giving no meaning. But if it is printed and with the hallmark of the company or of your training activities, then it will be giving a different message. Promoting of the events. You have to promote the event, coordinating the event, coordination with reference to the sponsoring agencies, with reference to the local logistics, with reference to food and beverages, with reference to the hotel, with reference to all sort of facilities which are needed. You have to arrange the feedback system. What does it mean? That the clientele must give feedback to you as what is and how it is going. so that we can get the feedback which will be helping us to improvise further or to make some corrections immediately. If suppose you feel that the concerned trainer is not feeling well or not in position to deliver the things perfectly, and the feedback is immediately given, then you can replace the trainer. If suppose contents are in a foreign language, you don't understand, then you can simply ask that, sir, make it available in the local language, vernacular language, so that people can understand. Cleaning of venue before attending that venue and after leaving, after the moment you leave the venue, it should be cleaned perfectly. The tragedy with our system, with our with due regards to everyone, I can simply say we are good in attending the ceremonies, but we are poor in managing or disposing of the waste. किसी शादी को बढ़िया से करेंगे, शादी से आने के बाद उसमें जो कचरा ऐसा लगेगा कोई जैसे जानवर यहाँ से चर के गए हैं. ये ट्रेजेडी है हमारी. We are not good in the keeping of the things well. So cleaning of the venue should be as good as we started the program. At the time of leaving of the venue, we should make it again clean. आपने एक चीज नोट की होगी. Generally, we teachers have got the habit of putting things on the blackboard, and we do not rub the blackboard, and we leave, and the second person who comes in the class to take the lecture, then definitely he'll be getting the disturbance and he will be spending 5 minutes. So cleaning of the venue, cleaning of the blackboard, cleaning of the sitting arrangement must be there to be ensured. Post-event evaluation, it is very important. As I said about the feedback, the evaluation is to take place so that we can get the feedback, get the possibility of repeating the same thing. If you do not get the feedback, then how we can simply go through, it becomes difficult. Then preparation of the report means that we have to make a report, because that report is to be presented to the client, to the corporate that we have been talking about. We have to present the report to the agency for which we have arranged this event, and that report will be helping us for the future reference. We can simply get the report and can relate as how many things are there to be repeated and how the things are to be modified. The objectives of the events are SMART. The SMART objectives are specific to the event. Don't go haphazardly. Simply, you have to think in terms of the specific activities to be undertaken for the event. It should be measurable in statistical terms, like how many participants, what is their demographic background, what is their educational qualification, and what is the level of these people and how they are going to be benefited. Achievable and agreed by those involved. How many objectives have been achieved by them, realistic and relevant to the resources available, and timed around the event schedule. Means the time management must also be there. So we have to talk about the SMART objectives of the events. We can simply talk about the essential arrangements which are needed. The guests and delegates who are attending the particular event must be received properly. If we do not know who is going to the chief guest or the guest of honor or guest or anybody else, but there should be proper reception of the guests and the delegates. The parking place, this moment we find parking is the biggest challenge for arranging the event. So parking space must be arranged well in advance, must be neat and clean, and proper parking arrangement must be ensured. Flower, trophies, and mementos must be kept well in advance. Flowers, trophies, mementos for say welcoming must be to be kept in advance. Mementos which are to be given to the guest. The trophies which are to be given at the end of the program must be kept in sight. Internet and telephone facilities must be checked whether they are properly working or not. Program scheduled to be given well in advance so that people can understand as how the things will be moving in the particular event. Display boards and cutouts wherever it is needed. Registration and guidance desk, and security and safety help desk. Safety and security is equally important as we talk about the reception of the guests, because safety and security is the most neglected part. If need be, fire extinguisher must be established, which is not generally done in majority of the events. Budget heads has got different aspects like travel and accommodation of the delegates, of the experts, of the guests, trophies and award and flowers and memento, which have to keep in, budgetary provisions, stationery, photocopy, kit items, PA system, internet, postage, telephone, program schedule, venue which is to be hired, the cost of the venue, display board, poster, banners, registration, guidance desk, security and safety help desk, food and catering services, equipment services which are to be hired. Safety and of guests and participants, very important aspect. At the entry level, medical and first aid facilities are to be provided to the participants. Fire and safety, as I said, most neglected part is the fire and safety, which are to be taken care of. The moment the type of event is taking place, accordingly the safety measures are to be taken. Food safety, when there is VIP movement like Prime Minister, President, then the food safety is to be ensured on priority. But suppose even if it is there, we have to ensure that contamination is totally, out of the scene. We have to be very, very careful. Equipment failure, we have to make the alternative arrangements. If so, LCD is not working or the internet is not there, at least we should have the local support system. Immediately it can be replaced. मॉब स्टैम्पेड अगर होता है तो क्या करना है, भीड़ होती है तो क्या करना है, वीआईपी मूवमेंट कैसे निकलना है, व्हाट इज द अल्टरनेटिव एग्जिट, एंड नेचुरल डिसास्टर्स जैसे आंधी तूफान, राजस्थान में खूब तूफान आते हैं, कल ही बहुत बड़ी तूफान आया, बरसात हुई, एंड इट बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट फॉर द इलेक्शन पार्टीज टू कंटेन द इलेक्शनरिंग. So in that season, how to manage? So in these events, natural calamities can also be there. So we have to manage in advance. There are many hazards which we have to take care of well in advance. Hazard identification means physical hazards may be there, noise, vibration, lasers, and electricals hazards will be there. We have to ensure that these hazards are not seen there. Chemical, toxic, poisonous, fumes, gases. We have to be very, very careful. Suppose the sitting arrangement there in the hall, and because of the poor cross ventilation, some sort of foul smell is coming out. So it will create problem. Positional, height, if it is on height, near water, layout of the site, vehicles and use of the temporary structures. So positional hazards will also be there. We have to be quite cautious about it. Environmental, heat, cold, pollution, slopes. Many times you find, अभी जो कुछ समय पहले केदारनाथ बद्रीनाथ में जो हादसा हुआ था, कई लोग वहां फंस गए थे, इवेंट के रूप में हुए, लेकिन बिकॉज ऑफ द negative climatic conditions, because of the slopes of the hilltops, the problem could take place, and the event managers could not take care of such environmental issues. देखिए, things are taking shape now. When we go to this, that Kashmir, शिवा क्या बोलते हैं उसको, एक बड़ा शिव जी के मंदिर की पूजा करने के लिए जाते हैं, तो दे हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ द एनवायरमेंटल हेल्थ. इवन इफ यू गो फॉर से Ladakh, then Leh at the Ladakh, the oxygen testing will be done and the health will be measured. So these are the things which you have to take care of. If it is health issue, fatigue, dehydration, psychological stress, we have to take care of. Fire, if it is fire, again we have to take care. So consider how the hazard categories might interact with each other, and we have to take care of. Blueprint of the event. Describe event, identify requirement and the budget. Describe goals related to the event, as ultimately what do we want. Get smart objective for attaining goals, as I narrated earlier. Collect data on measurable indicators. See, the measurable statistical indicators will be helping us to generate data. Number of people, number of participants, how many persons eating what type of food, the level of the people, the level of the transmission of the learning, all these thing indicators will be there, which will be helping us for the future planning. Implementation, monitoring results, and preparation of the report on progress. These are the things which we have to be very, very careful. Event management team. Event itself is the industry. Event itself is the activity which is to be marketed. The event management teams have to work with reference to various activities, like the sales team will be talking of the propaganda of the team of the activity. Operations team, like the arrangements are to be made by certain operational people. So what type of operations take place, that is to be taken care of. Designing team, content designing, the layout designing, the locational designing, these are the teams which will be taken care of. Accommodation travel team, boarding and lodging, so that is to be taken care of. Team for type of event, there are various types of events according to which we have to devote that type of people. Logistic team for transportation. Audio visual team, electronic items are to be used. Hall and stage management team, like who will be using the bouquet, who will be collecting them. These stage management team is to take care of. Food and beverages team. And the modern times, beverages and food is very, very important. And especially when there is pluralistic society, veg and non-veg food is to be served. The beverages, cocktail parties are to be arranged. So it is not necessary all the people are using the cocktail. So we have to make the arrangement of both types of things. And if it is specifically for teetotalers, then definitely beverage has got different type of setup. Tour teams, press and media teams, there are certain regulations which are to be needed, and it will create a havoc if suppose these requirements are not fulfilled. Permissions from the competent authorities, like suppose you are going to arrange this event in the forest, then permission from the forest officer, approval from the competent authority from the top, performance license. If suppose you the shooting arrangement shoot is to take place, then we have to get ensured that there is a shooting license to the concerned people. People have got the gun license. Business registration, the business which is to be incorporated having the registered license. International approval. Alcohol, noise and waste management. We have to get the permission to use the alcohol. And say if it is the noise to be seen, then after 10 o'clock, we have to get the special permission if needed. Waste management redressal. As I said, the venue is left in very bad shape, so that waste management is to be ensured properly. NOC from the competent authorities, like the nearest police station is to give the NOC. Traffic management, we have to talk to the concerned DCP or Deputy SP for getting the traffic management when there is high movement of the goods, high movement of people. Food and beverages arrangements. पार्किंग एंड सिक्योरिटी अरेंजमेंट, जैसे आपने देखा होगा कि ओपियम इज नॉट यूज्ड और द ड्रग पार्टीज और द जो बोट में जो बड़ी बड़ी पार्टीज होती हैं, इट इज इलीगल, सो वी कैन नॉट, बट इफ इट इज परमिटेड by the concerned authority, then there is no problem, but we have to take care of such type of permissions. Parking and security arrangement, sign and direction and the display board are to be ensured. Event management for training and development. Now coming to our topic, if suppose T&D activities are to be arranged through the event, how can we go about setting objectives? Yes, our objectives of arranging the training, finalization of the resources, know your audience, format of the training event, whether it is inbound or outbound training, whether it is the training for a small group of people or it is a large gathering, finalization of the venue in terms of the availability of the resources, in terms of the presence of the audience, room layout, which we'll be discussing in the subsequent presentations, coordination of the event, feedback, report, and follow-up. So these are the issues which we'll be discussing. Question is that why a training be treated as the event? It is necessary because training itself is a big event. If it is properly designed and well executed training, it impacts a business favorably. because ultimately we are indulged into the training activity for our business. So business will be favorably tuned. Our training business will also be promoted. There are a number of top line advantages of the well executed training events, like encourages performance monitoring, enhances skills. More frequently we arrange it, skill will be developed, helps employees advance their careers, increases productivity, improves motivation, lowers employee turnover, and so on and so forth. Here, this we already discussed. One-to-one e-learning, continuous professional development, HR management training, outbound training, in-house training, and specialist skills delivery. These are the types of training events which we have been discussing in our various platforms. When you talk about setting up the objectives, definitely, like as the trainer, we set our goals and objectives, delivering a specific skill-based training or meeting more general team building and engagement goals, meeting management development requirement or aligning to the organization's goals. See, the training objectives cannot be separated from the organization goals. We have to align with the organization goals and understand how the training activities can help us. Linking every component back to overall objectives by having a clear learning focus and set of objectives we have to design. During the course of the training, they refer back to the objectives when you deliver each session. You have to start from the beginning, as these were our objectives and we are processing ourselves to the accomplishment, so that people can be attuned with reference to set objectives, identifying and setting the objectives. So these are the things which we can talk about. Now we'll be shifting to the identification of the participants, which will be part of the second counterpart. With reference to this presentation, I stop here and I'll request the participants to come forward and raise their queries and the issues if they got in mind. Kindly unmute yourself and your video can be shown so that we can look at each other and you can raise the query in managing the event. And definitely we'll be focusing upon the training activities in the due course of time. Anybody who wants to share certain things, to add certain things, or to clear the idea if they have got any in the mind? If nothing is there, I think we can wind up the session today and we can end. Are you okay? Can we wind up?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just we are coming to the concluding part and we will be meeting at 4 o'clock, where we will be talking about the training as the event and how the things are to manage as the training event, right? Thank you very much for being with me. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.